E nā mana, e nā reo, e nā karanga maha o te wā. Tēnā koutou katoa. Ko Winhill te monga, ko Derwent te awa, no Sheffield o. Ke te puao o e mahi ana. Ko Jill Jolly toku ingoa. No reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. I've just introduced myself with a pepeha. In Te Ao Māori, the Māori world, this is the way to show my connections with the people and places that are important to me. It provides context to my story and the environment in which I live and work, and thus provides a strong foundation for a constructive discussion. In English, the equivalent introduction is that I grew up in the UK, worked at the British Geological Survey for several years, before arriving in Aotearoa, New Zealand about 16 years ago to work for GNS Science, called Te Puao in Māori. I am a volcanologist by training and now lead the Natural Hazards and Risk Research in GNS Science. Thank you very much for joining this third and final webinar in a series on the role of Geological Survey Organizations in understanding risk and informing risk reduction actions. These webinars have been organized by the World Community of Geological Surveys, the Global Earthquake Model Foundation, the Geological Survey of Canada, GNS Science, and facilitated by Sage on Earth Consulting. The American Geosciences Institute is providing the online hosting platform and technical support. The World Community of Geological Surveys is a best practice community of national and regional geological survey organizations that connects people and organizations with the aim of promoting global dialogue relating to geosciences and addressing national and global geoscience issues. The World Community of Geological Surveys has hosted 3 previous webinar series on critical minerals, how geological survey organizations can support post-COVID-19 recovery, and responding to societal needs with 3D geology. The Global Earthquake Model Foundation is a non-profit public-private partnership that drives a global collaborative effort to develop scientific and high-quality resources for transparent assessment of earthquake risk and to facilitate their application for risk management around the globe. The Geological Survey of Canada and GNS Science New Zealand are the respective national organizations for geoscientific information and research. Specifically, the purpose of GNS Science is to undertake research that enhances our understanding of geological and Earth system processes and increases Aotearoa New Zealand's resilience to natural hazards and climate change. Under the United Nations Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction, there are 4 priorities for action to 2030. Understanding disaster risk, strengthening disaster risk governance, investing in disaster risk reduction for resilience, and enhancing disaster preparedness for effective response and to build back better. And there are some key threads through the Sendai Agreement, including collaboration, coordination, capability, tools, data, models, and capacity development. Thus, it was considered that it would be timely to host a webinar series on this important topic and the role of geological survey organizations in disaster risk reduction. In the webinar today, the focus is on the risk management goal, how geological survey organizations can support awareness and advocacy, enhancing building codes, early warning systems, and local level resilience planning. I would also encourage you to check out the previous 2 webinars on the American Geosciences Institute YouTube channel. Today we have an exciting lineup of science policy experts and geoscientists and 2 moderated live discussions. We are keen to encourage engagement between the panelists and attendees, so please use the Q&A section of the Teams channel to pose your questions. Before we start, I would like to acknowledge the impacts of recent natural hazards events in different parts of the world, and especially the earthquakes in Turkey and Syria, and the recent extreme weather in Aotearoa, New Zealand. These tragedies unite us in shock and grief and strengthen our resolve to work together to reduce natural hazard risk for all communities. So let's begin with 2 keynote presentations from Dennis Chang-Seng and Tuna Ona. Dr. Dennis Chang-Sen currently works at the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission of UNESCO in Paris, France. He is a program specialist for ocean science, working jointly in the Tsunami Early Warning and Mitigation System Unit and the Global Ocean Observation System Office. He is also IOC's focal point for multi-hazard early warning systems. Dr. Tuna Ona is a catastrophe risk consultant based in Victoria, BC, Canada, specializing in the modeling and communication of seismic hazard, structural vulnerabilities, and financial losses nationally and internationally. She has over 25 years of experience in all aspects of earthquake risk estimation and has been serving on the National Building Code of Canada's Standing Committee on Earthquake Design for 14 years. Dennis will present on Global Tsunami Early Warning Program and its cross-jurisdiction approach, and Tuna will present on the evolution of earthquake building codes and recommended approaches for advancing building codes. We should have time for 1 or 2 questions after Dennis and Tuna have both spoken. I look forward to an exciting discussion.